Yeah, I think the fact that all the players in MLS have been around Messi now means that they're probably not as much in awe of who he is and what he is. However, I don't think it lessens the danger that he presents. So we'll be preparing heavily for everything that Argentina will do and prepare for what they present. But I think that certainly Messi is still a massive part of their team and who they are, and I think our players are excited for that challenge. Well, I haven't made it yet. I will be making it probably in the next few days. Um, Look, the captain is important. There's no question. But the leadership council and the leadership group to me is even more important. And I think that whoever the captain will be, it will be a new challenge for that person. But I think as a group, we will support that person and we will help build that person into be the captain that we know he can become and that we need. And, but most importantly, I think really is the togetherness and the group concept of what it takes to be the best that we can be. And so, and as of right now, the commitment from so many guys has been, I couldn't have asked for more. So I've been really pleased with everyone. And I know that when we name our captain, that he'll be the right person to help lead us forward as well. I'll use him mostly as a midfielder, but we know that he has versatility, but I think he actually fits the way that I like the team to play. He's got an engine, he can get up and down, he's a good passer, he's an intelligent player. He's one of our best counter pressing players. So I think he brings a lot of the qualities that I like in players, specifically in the middle of the pitch. So he's still developing, but he's been committed and had I think a really good 2 weeks and has potential to be a really important player for us moving forward. I have not. Let's start with Steven and with Milan. I have not spoken with them yet. I do plan on speaking with them. It's just I've had so many things to do and so many people to speak with. But I would like to speak to them and get their take on what the national team program has meant to them and what they think has been good and how they think we can improve. And I know that they've been really important figures, specifically in the last 5 years, to what the national team has meant. But part of the reason to not call them in is because I think this new crop of players needs to develop need to take on bigger roles of leadership and roles within the team. And I think that it's important that they have the room to do that. So that's been a big focus on that. And then, no, I mean, there were certain European guys that I was happy to get a look at, and I hadn't earmarked anyone as not coming to Copa America or coming to Copa America. I just need to continue to evaluate everybody as we move forward. And of course, I understand that everybody wants to be in this squad and wants to be in Copa America and wants to be with the national team at every moment. But I've got to take some time to evaluate the entire player pool to decide which players, again, I think are going to be able to adapt and which players are most important to invest in for the future. So that's an ongoing process. We'll keep track of our players playing in MLS tonight, and we'll keep evaluating where they are at and how they fit into the future. We've talked already with the group about the mindset of what South American teams are like, right? That they're fighters, that they're savvy, that they know how to handle referees, that they have a different level of intelligence of what it takes to be winners. And so, and by the way, this is something that with our team, I think we're still trying to develop, right? Is a hardened edge and a savviness of what the best games need. And so it can be a little bit of a mind game in some ways. And we have to be able to not be fazed by certain things and not be fazed by the physicality of what these games are, and to set the tone in ways that play to our strengths, right? To still create a game where we can show how fast we are, where we can show how aggressive we are, where we can be good on set pieces. So it is interesting that we're in this group with 3 South American teams and each one has its own identity, but certainly collectively they're mature teams. They're teams that understand how to win, and they're going to be physically very tough to play against. So we cannot be naive. We cannot be surprised. We have to be ready. And yeah, you're right. There's different regions and different teams and the identity that they bring, and we have to be aware of that and make sure we address that in how we play in each match, but make sure that we always stay true to who we want to be and what we think are our strengths. I haven't seen the Brazil match because I was in the air and I've been focused on what we're doing.
Mm,
So, I saw some of the Colombia game. Look, I'm not new to world football, and
yeah.
I've seen enough of these international games live. And I know enough of the players and I know the identity of the coaches. So, yeah, there are things that you can pick up from watching the Euros, from watching these warm-up matches, but in the end, I'm very clear on how I want our team to play, what kind of identity we want to embody, and what kind of approach we need to have for each of these opponents. I thought his performance was quite good. He came in and was aggressive and clear, and I thought helped stabilize the game in the second half. And clearly, he's looked good in training, and I think he's getting his playing rhythm back, and he's fit. He's very professional and very serious about his approach to who he is and how he plays the game. And his role, I think, will continue to be flexible. I think we can use him, at fullback. I think he can even sometimes play further up the pitch. And I think that that is a real strength for us. So he also brings a real edge. So even when I talk about playing against these South American teams, you know, Richie's a guy that I think can help us understand how to deal with certain moments. So yeah, I'm still, I have a few different ideas with him, and even in these in camp, we've used him in a few different ways. But I think he's going to be a real asset to the team moving forward. He decided for personal reasons to take a break. He just felt it was right for him. We had a long conversation. I respected his decision and I understand where he's at. But it won't be the last that we see of EK. I think he's ready to take a little bit of a break, get back into his club, and then keep pushing his career again. And we talked about the possibility for what September might look like.